There have been a number of questions and requests about the possibility for an acoustic guitar simulator in the ToneMaster Pro. Now, my first inclination is to say, just pick yourself up an acoustic electric guitar with a piezo pickup and be done with it. But what if you don't have an acoustic electric and you only have room on stage for your electric guitar and it doesn't have a piezo pickup? Is it even possible, or will it sound like garbage? Well, let's see what we can come up with. You can always buy a standalone pedal like the Boss AC3, but do you really want to buy a $150 pedal that you're going to use for maybe a couple songs? I mean, are there any other options? Well, I made a video for the Fractal Modelers on this subject back in 2023. That video focused on using acoustic guitar IRs from 3sigmaaudio.com, and that's what I'll be using this time as well. I have their Gibson J50 and Martin D45 IR packs. Each pack sells for $15 and they give you a lot of options in each pack. All right, let's page down and see what IR packs they have available right now. They have the Martin D45, the Martin D28, the Martin D18, the Gibson J45, the Gibson SJ200, the Gibson Hummingbird, the Taylor 914, the Taylor 912, the Taylor 818, the Guild D55, the Guild F55, and the Guild D40. And as you can see, they're all $15 a pack. In each IR pack, you'll find 13 different folders with IRs for different guitar types, including a folder for electric guitars. See, right here, electric. Inside that folder are 4 more folders for different sampling rates. Inside each of these folders are 60 IRs. Now, if my math is right, we're talking about 3,120 IRs per pack. I'll include a link for 3 Sigma in the description. There may be some other acoustic guitar IR options out there, but these ones I think will work just fine for this video. Now, I know that you folks would love me to upload these presets to the cloud, but I can't do that because these are commercial third-party IRs that I paid for. But I can show you how to do it yourself. It's pretty quick and painless. Let's switch to Pro Control. I started with an empty preset and changed it to use the Instrument Parallel 1 signal path. I added the Studio Comp, the Acoustasonic Amp Head, 2 IR blocks in the Parallel section, the EQ7 graphic, and the large room reverb. The first preset uses the Gibson J50 IRs that I bought. The second preset uses the Martin D45 IRs. Otherwise, they both use the same blocks. I'm using 2 IR blocks per preset, and if we click on the output splitter here, you can see that I have pan A panned hard left and pan B panned hard right. I used 2 different IRs to get a bit more fullness. This is the part that can be mind-numbing, as there are 60 different IRs that I've imported for each acoustic guitar. You have to go through them to find the best combination. Now, the best way that I found to deal with that is to add the looper and put it in the pre position. Record a loop, then sit back and try all the different IRs until you find the ones that work best for you. Now, it can take a good chunk of time. That's the hassle part of having a lot of IRs to choose from. I imported these third-party IR files using the IR Manager. You just click on the plus sign, point to the folder you want to use, and then drag and drop. It's that simple. Now, like I said, the IR blocks are panned hard left and hard right, so you hear one IR block on the left side and the other on the right. You might find that the IRs don't seem to be balanced volume-wise. I had to go into the IR blocks and bring up the level on the quieter block in order to have a balanced output. Like for instance, this one here, Gibson 50VEL1 2A, the level is at the default of minus 12 dB. The one on the left side, the Gibson 50VEL1 1A, I had to bring the level up to minus 8 dB to get it to balance. Another thing that you have to remember is to use the None option for the speaker impedance curve. It defaults to the 4x12 British greenback, so you'll have to change this setting in each of your IR blocks. I made a slightly different curve in the 7-band graphic for each preset. This is how I set the EQ7 graphic for the Gibson IRs. And this is how I set the EQ7 graphic for the Martin IRs. And I'm just using the large room reverb at default settings. Now I'll be using my Brad Paisley Telecaster in the middle pickup position. It's a single coil guitar, which seems to work better than humbuckers for these presets. Now obviously a guitar with piezo pickup would sound much better, but in a band situation you could probably get away using a preset like this. I doubt that it would be a good choice for the singer-songwriter gig though. Okay, let's see what these presets sound like. I'll play them by themselves, then I'll use them in a demo song that you might recognize. This is the Gibson J50 all on its own. This is the Martin D45. So, does it sound just like an acoustic guitar? No, not really, especially when it's played on its own. But in a band situation where you're only using it for maybe a couple songs, yeah, I think you could use it. I think it'd be just fine. And it's definitely cheaper than buying a Boss AC3 or any of the other pedals. Let me know if you give this preset a try and if you try out those IRs from 3 Sigma Audio, and let me know how it works for you. And if you're still here, thank you so much for stopping by and sticking around. I really do appreciate it. If you have any other questions, comments, or suggestions, drop me a line here and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Now, next Wednesday, we will have all new content. You don't want to miss that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right, guys, have a great week, and I'll be talking with you again next Wednesday.